Hey, this is Politics with Laura. Now, the young man behind me, his name is George, Daryl George, down in Texas. He, uh, let me see, lives outside of Houston, called Anahuck, outside of Houston. Now, he found himself in a world of trouble due to his hairstyle. So he goes to school, and he spent most of his time in what is it called? In a disciplinary program. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, for most of the school year, George has either served an in school suspension at Barber Hills High School in Mount uh, Bellevue or spent much of his time off site disciplinary program. Disciplinary for his hair. Now, look, the school system, Anahuck school system, let me tell you something. Um, you're going to punish him for what God made. You're going to punish this young man for his hair that God made. That is unbecoming of a human being. Straight out. Unbecoming. So then you punish him. But then you use chapter 25. Now, we all know that chapter 25 has little to no teeth, but you take special attention to the hair. Not to mention, you don't even use chapter 25 and some of the other things that go on within the school system around the United States. But then you want to put that much effort into punishing that young man for what God had made. You're disgusting. Disgusting. Governor Greg Abbott, as far as the border, you're doing a good job. But you might want to look at the interior of Texas because everything begins and ends with you. You are the governor or the president of Texas. Look, if we all were not under the United States, we would be individual countries. You are the beginning and end of what goes on in Texas, and you allow that to happen. So, your judge ignored the law or ignored an act that was enacted and it was in full effect. And your judge overlooked federal law, state law, overlooked it. Now that they're suing, all of a sudden, now it gets your attention. Governor Abbott, you're falling asleep at the wheel. Now, let me tell you a little bit of something about racism. Now, what this school system did, the person that put this young man, Daryl George, in disciplinary, put him in off campus, keeping him out of the classroom because of his hair. That is prejudice with the action or with allowing that person or people to allow their prejudice to move forward on that young man and had the law to enforce their prejudice. That's racism. Now, thank goodness we have something called the federal government to keep people like that in check. Now, because of your racism, and I understand this, racism and prejudice and bigotry does not pay. No. What you have within inside yourself and stuff like that is taught. I don't know who taught I really don't know. I'm not going to say whom I think taught this person or these people to behave in that manner and to um and to go after a teenager. Now, the person or persons that did this are a bunch of punks because you have to go after children. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, you delicate little flower. I'm disgusted. Because of his hair? You're blaming him because of his hair. You might want to have a conversation with the creator of this world and this universe, if you that much angst, anxiety, internal hatred. You might want to talk to the creator. Try that. Because messing with this young man or people like him, you're going to make people rich. Being racist and prejudiced doesn't pay. You make other people rich. And you stay in the same miserable state and be upset. On that note, what do you think?